Oh, amazing day mga ka-OA! We are your Super OA Tandem.
I am Joanne.
And I am Sheen, and welcome to the third episode of Ang OA Mo, the Outsource Access Podcast.
Ang OA mo, the Outsource Access Podcast. Welcome back.
Welcome back, Joanne.
We are alive and well and live from
Yeah.
our office here at Cagayan de Oro, Philippines,
Yes.
right? So I'm pretty sure our second segment or our second episode was very informative.
Yes, I
Right.
agree to that one.
Very fun.
Mhm.
But now we will be focusing more on the talent side.
Wow,
right?
that's so exciting.
Our potential talents here at OA. So, everyone, if you are curious about what it's like to become a virtual assistant of Outsource Access,
Alright.
so for this episode, we're just going to have an intimate chat with our own CEO
Yeah.
and guest speaker for today, wherein we will dive into how you experience Outsource Access.
Agree to that one, Joanna. So, without further ado, so here we're again with our CEO and founder of Outsource Access, Brad Stevens. Hi, Brad. Welcome
everybody.
back.
Right. So it's just like yesterday now. We filmed the second episode on the client-facing topic. So now we will spice things up with more
Sure.
of the personal testimonies, right? And we can even share our
Sure.
own stories for our potential talents here today.
Yeah.
And so what we want to talk about in this next episode is just an overview. It's just an overview on how they can experience Outsource Access.
Yes.
You know, as
In
we are
general.
continuing to invite more and more people to discover who we are, and we're having all of these webinars, right, to invite in talents and have a glimpse of what Outsource Access is about. So today we're going to have an insider
Yeah.
sit-down conversation with you and with Sheen right here
Yeah.
on our experiences and of course your experience with meeting our talents here at OA, right?
Yeah.
So Brad, we just want to ask first and foremost, what are the benefits as a
Yeah.
virtual assistant here at OA? I mean, what sets OA apart from other virtual staffing industries or
Sure.
agencies?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of great companies in this country to work with, and we try to create from the very beginning, a very kind of inviting environment that's committed to an individual's growth, right? Whether they're with us, near term, kind of long term, we want
Yeah.
people to leave Outsource Access, or if they're with us long term, as a 2.0 version of their self, right? And truly live and breathe our core values. Which everybody in our company knows. A lot of people have core values and they're sort of on a wall or on a paper somewhere and they don't even know what they are. But I think you have the majority of all of our employees and team members here at OA, and they know that they spell the word great, right? Gratitude,
Good.
relationship driven, ever-long quest for improvement, attention to detail, and thoughtful
Thoughtful
communication. And we really live and breathe those values, and they're part of our vocabulary every day. I mean, when I'm giving feedback, whether it's positive or some areas of improvement, we reference those core values. And, a lot of our staff do as well. So, that's having core values and kind of sticking to them.
Mhm.
And, as an organization, we're trying to invite people that are wanting to be a part of something bigger than themselves,
Yeah.
and myself included. And that's part of what we're doing here at OA is committing to that type of growth. And people can feel like they're a part of something bigger than themselves. When we first started, my very first, VA, my experience in the Philippines, JCell, a lot of people have seen kind of on our website. And I remember the first 2 months after she and I started working together, it was just me and her.
Oh.
And she showed me a picture, of these shoes in a circle in this, village here in the Philippines. And she said,
Yeah.
Brad, because, the money I'm making with you, I was able actually to invest and buy all these shoes for these children that have to walk an hour back and forth to school.
Mhm.
And it just connected the dots for me that this can be a win-win-win for everyone, right? I mean, we're
Yeah.
providing incredible talent for our staff at a rate that maybe they couldn't afford a local, individual or to augment their existing staff. And then creating an environment where people can earn an income or have access to opportunity and growth that they wouldn't have otherwise. So much so that they can even invest locally in their own community. And that's been a part of our organization from the beginning is, our virtual assistants give back program so that, every quarter we're aligned to the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. And we continue that journey that I saw with JCell from the very beginning. You come here, you're going to find growth and development as an individual that's customized to where you are and where you want to go in the organization. As we're kind of working together for something bigger than ourselves.
Yeah, I
So,
totally agree with that one,
mhm.
Jonas. Aside from the work that we do here, we also do have these community outreach
Yes.
programs.
And it's all about the holistic growth that we can
Yeah,
get here
Sure.
at Outsource Access that leads us to attaining that version 2.0 for
yeah.
yourself and of course for your client as well,
Yeah.
right? So
I think
so
we're the only company that has our own magazine.
Yeah,
Actually,
it's
that's
nice.
something, the harebrained idea I had back 3 years ago, and I'm like, you know what? Let's continue to celebrate, our staff, and what's a vehicle we can do that. And
For
so, it's like,
achievements and
why don't we launch
milestones.
our own magazine, right? We got incredible
Yeah.
talent, graphic design. I mean, in essence, we are a virtual assistant company that has a great skill set. So we ended up putting together our own magazine called Virtual Success. And in it, I think it's like 50, 60 pages. But inside, I mean, we take, photos and showcase our employees, show their journey. And every year for our big Christmas party, we have big awards and we showcase all the
Yes.
awardees. So it's an opportunity. We celebrate our staff truly and invest in something like this so people can feel like they're recognized and they're recognized for their work, right?
Yeah.
Be a part of something bigger than themselves. But people just want to, at the end of the day, human beings, you can provide all the benefits and all the health insurance and all of the 13th month and everything else. But if people don't feel like they're recognized in what they do, then none of that matters. Right?
Yeah,
And so we
exactly.
try
Agree
to
with that one.
and
try to do that
mind you,
here.
not a lot of companies do this. I mean, having a virtual
Virtual
success
Success
magazine
magazine.
is really our form of recognizing these people,
People.
these talents,
Yeah.
right, and making sure that they are being valued and recognized, which is what I personally love here at OA.
Yeah.
It's really magnifying what you already have and seeking opportunities on what you can become. Right?
Yeah.
This podcast, for example.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Having our own podcast, and I mean, you guys and your journey, kind of we'll talk a little bit about that. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's like, what can we do? And we invite ideas, and people have innovative things that they want to do, and so we try to activate it and bring it alive. So
Yeah, and it's also an opportunity to show to our all amazing viewers out there what is really an Outsource Access, what we do here, and the things that we are, the engagement activities and that we have.
Right.
Yeah.
So we will dive into more of the
That.
engagement activities. But Brad, I just want to have a shift a bit, right? More on the client or the client VA facing side. So what are our processes and systems and proven strategies to ensure that there is a perfect client to VA matching? Because
Yeah.
right now with the agencies, it's quite unsure that, oh, am I going to be matched with a client that's aligned with my skills, or
Sure.
am I confident enough to be able to work for these clients? So how does Outsource Access set that all up for the client and the VA?
VAs.
Right.
Sure. I mean, we want people to enter into an environment where they can confidently be, successful. And so, our assessment process, when you begin the journey, if you want to work for Outsource Access, you go to Outsource Access Careers. You can see tons of video and content. Our last Christmas party, which is unbelievable, one of my favorite videos I think we've ever done. And I always love seeing Sheen's outfit. That's one of my highlights.
Yeah.
He's bringing to the table. But yeah, I mean, you'll see on there, kind of showcasing what we're about and how we kind of differentiate. And part of it is the assessment process. I mean, we do a lot of evaluations because we want to make sure we're getting them matched with the right talent, with the right
Exactly.
skills. But I'll tell you from the very beginning, when I was doing frontline sales for our business and I would talk to potential clients, I'm like, look, our mission at Outsource Access is to hire people that are fast learners, good communicators, and can take feedback, right?
Yeah.
And a good communicator doesn't mean perfect English either, right? I mean, everybody speaks English, right? There can be, accent. If there's people that are doing pure voice work, there may be some variations we're looking for on that. But it's people that just have a desire to learn, right? And they're fast learners, they're good communicators, and they can take feedback. Because,
Yeah.
I mean, we've got staff of ours. I was interviewing Trisha the other day, right? That's with us. I mean, just awesome human being, just fantastic. She lives in Iligan, not too far away. And I did our interview series. And part of one of the things we do is like we showcase. So I do interviews with our VAs, and she told me about her journey. She was a teacher. She got a degree in education, right?
Yeah.
And so she ended up working with us and had never worked for a law firm before. And so her client now is a personal injury law firm, and she had never kind of learned the software, Litify, which is the main software that they have, right?
Yeah.
But we evaluated the client, we assessed her skills, we saw that she was a fast learner, she was committed to learning what was needed for that client, and we supported her with the whole training process and so forth. She is now so good at what she does at that personal injury law firm that they choose her to actually train some of their U.S. employees, right? Because she's so good at it. So I think it's important we give people self-confidence here,
Yes,
that they
I
can
would
be
agree with
successful.
that.
And so we try to provide that support. As long as you got to do your part. If you do your part, we'll do our part to help get you. We invest heavily. I mean, LinkedIn Learning, we invest a ton of money to buy their entire training program so we can give people the right training and support that they need to be successful. And when we evaluate clients, I mean, we turn people down. Like, you got to have the right attitude. We want you to treat our people well, and you want to treat this as a two-way street.
Yeah.
You've got to kind of come into our world. We're coming into your world to kind of make it happen. And so, we're selective, and we won't take on people if we don't think they're the right fit. If some crazy entrepreneur that's scattered all over the place, I need somebody that's just going to read my brain and figure things out and so forth. Like, no, you got to invest in the journey with us to help us unpack your needs. We'll come on our side, and we'll kind of make it a win-win.
Yeah.
Right. And what I really love about Outsource Access is it's keen focus on ever-long quest for improvement.
Improvements.
Aside from, the skills that they have, existing skills that they have, we have upskilling courses rather,
Yeah.
that they could take alongside or in their own time or with our dedicated team
Teams.
under learning and development. And also, really, Brad, being able to discover all of these talents while you are working with Outsource Access. I mean, whether you are working a year or two, or you are already like 40 years old.
Right.
Yes.
So it's a never-ending opportunity that you can get here at OA, from engagements to work, and also for your growth in general.
Yeah,
Right?
we would sit down from day one when you come join us. Like, we show you what a career path looks like, and say,
Yeah.
look, we've already, we have a path for you. If you just want to, maintain being a frontline, VA staff for a client, and you just want to, have opportunities to build your skills, and you don't have any interest in being a manager, that's fine. But if you want to go a management path and manage people, or have opportunity to make lateral transitions, I mean,
Yeah.
Sheen, you started as a frontline VA with us,
Yeah.
and you're number 15 employee of close to five years ago.
Yeah.
But you started as a frontline VA, and then you became a team leader. And here you are, like, hosting a podcast on people and culture, right? So
Yeah.
you'd be able to find your path
Yeah,
that was a fit.
Actually, so it's the nice thing about Outsource Access is that if they see potential in you, if the management see potential in you, they will really promote you to the higher levels. We do have the right people, right seat. So way
Right.
back when you mentioned it, I'm actually the 15th virtual assistant. Employee here. So I started as a virtual assistant for 2 years, and then I got promoted as a team leader for integration and operations, and then after which, the people in Courage see potential in me to be part of the team. So we do have the right people, right seats. So it's nice to be part of this department, this culture, because this opportunity that I have with you right now, interviewing this podcast, it's once in a lifetime opportunity.
Yeah.
So
Oh, we take time.
I mean, for me, I graduated as a financial major, right?
Yeah.
So I never envisioned myself to work at a bank, to be honest. And being around people has been part of what I do as a student leader back in university.
Yeah.
So here at Outsource Access, being able to have all of these opportunities, hosting events, which I already did in my previous life, and being able to
Previous life.
previous life,
what were you before?
and being able to engage with people, it's just really a way for me to really love my work, right? Of course, apart from being paid, but you also get to enhance and maximize your capacity, and even discover new talents or new capabilities that you never thought you had. So that is one thing, or one of the many things that I love being part of the Outsource Access community.
We're trying to create a path for each person, where they want to head, and sometimes it can be, we help put guardrails if maybe it's not the right path, right? Because some people, but we want to kind of encourage whatever that direction is, and create an environment where we're not this hierarchical situation. But as we were joking before, I was here last, she and I doing chicken fights in the pool, and Joanne and I out sweating out in the badminton court, and just creating accessibility. At the end of the day, we all have a mutual respect. We all got to do what we got to do to move the business forward. We got nearly 500 families we're responsible for, and so again, it's a part of that bigger mission and mindset. But it's having that personal connection, and I still write personal welcome messages to every frontline VA. People are like, you're the CEO. That's a lot of time, and I'm a little backed up because of some recent travel, but it can be 8 to 10 hours a month for me to write personal welcome messages to every frontline VA and just say, hey, we're excited for you to be a part of our journey. Tell me about your family. What's your favorite books and podcasts? They'll share back, and then I'll share some of mine. And so it's a point like, oh, I'm actually acknowledged of that I exist. And one other thing that I learned that I've enjoyed that we've built out is a lot of companies, they'll give praise and accolades, right? And they'll say, Sheen, you did such a great job on the podcast. Fantastic. Great work, right? But it's like one way, right?
Yeah.
And if you recall, we started on our company chat that says, hey, phenomenal job, right? And when I'm out there and I visit clients, I'll take selfie videos with them and put them on our chat and say, hey, Joanne, I just ran into, Eric, he's so excited with what you're doing and the impact that you're making. And we don't just say that, but then we say, but tell us how you did it, right?
Yeah.
And remember we started doing that.
Yes.
And and I encourage everybody to do this, right? Whether it's with family members or your children, next time you give somebody accolades, that's a great thing to do. But then give them the stage to say, well, but tell me how you did it, right?
Yeah.
How did you create this podcast? I can tell you how great it is. And it's amazing. People would just write a novel. I remember one VA, one of the first times we did it, I ran one of the clients and said, hey, how did you perform so well for your client? Mm-hmm. And they're quoted 3 Henry Ford quotes and read all of Henry Ford's biography and so forth, right? So it's just, you learn about people and you let them unpack and share, why they are who they are.
Exactly.
And we've taken all those. And so People in Culture has a whole book of those. So when people come and say, what's it like to work at Outsource Access? I can tell you all the things, or I'm like, hey, go read this book. Here's all our employees telling us, how they did what they did.
Yeah, so I am very close. I'm working closely with all of these How I Did It stories and also the creation of our Virtual Success Magazine.
Yes.
So if you want to know more on our stories or our success stories here at Outsource Access, then of course we want to reroute everyone for visiting our careers page, right?
Yes.
Wherein you get to know our latest updates and our upcoming webinars, wherein we get to really sit down with you and have that two-way conversation through our webinars or experience webinars that we discuss how you really experience Outsource Access. So now, Brad, just to wrap up everything, we just want you to give an advice as a CEO, right? Mm-hmm. So what is your message to them, right? As our CEO, as our unique CEO here at OA, being able to relate to others. So how do you invite them to join Outsource Access?
So my message would be, anybody that's an active, applicant or kind of exploring, this journey is first of all, I would say take advantage and participate in, one of the webinars that Joanne does, have an extensive sort of review to just really understand what this whole world is right. You want to make sure things are right, for you, but it really will give you a full sense of what this whole ecosystem, is about. And if you know anybody here or our team, is set up a direct conversation, chat with somebody who already works here, right? We can tell you how great it all is, but chat with somebody who's been here and can share what their journey and experiences has been like, because it's truly what we feel is a unique environment, and the stories that we hear kind of over and over again, and we constantly listen. The amount of surveys and assessments we send and direct conversations, not just Google surveys, but conversations to constantly hear, how can we add more value to your life? How can we make this a better experience? And we take those and put them into action, just like this podcast and other things that we've done. So was outsourceaccesscareers.com is our dedication website there, but go through the journey, check it out, explore it, ask questions for yourself, make sure it's kind of a good fit on both sides, but I think you'll find a good destination here.
Wow, that's a very wonderful message to all our active applicants out there.
Yes, and of course our viewers right there, right out there. Right? Yeah. So what we really love here at OA is the bottom-up approach. We get what you want, your suggestions, and we do our best to make it happen. Of course, with the collaborative efforts.
And then you find yourself on the cover. The Virtual Success Magazine. The cover goes to the person that gets rated top VA of the year.
Yes.
This was Hazel, I think last year, that gets awarded our Christmas party. So maybe you'll find your way here, if nothing else, in the inside pages here.
Maybe one of these days, your face will be the cover of Outsource Access.
All right. So thank you so much, Brad, for that very fun, very chill, and very, how should I say, informative, right? Discussion or just chica. We call it chica.
Chit-chat.
So chit-chat or chica that we have with you. So more contents as we go on with our journey here at the OA podcast, right? And so Brad, you know the drill. So since we are ending our third episode with our tradition, so do you remember it when you say are you ready? You say
andam na. Okay, so Brad, when I say are you ready? You
andam
say,
na.
Wow.
Brad, OA ka ba?
No.
Ako. All right. So, Jo, let's ask Brad this, one in a million question.
One in a million question, Brad. So, are you ready?
Andam na.
Again. So, andam na.
Andam na.
Sometimes we do this, andam na.
Andam na.
Yeah. All right. So,
I'm ready.
So, one more time, Brad. Are you ready?
Andam na.
Wow. Brad, OA ka ba?
OA ako.
Wow.
So that has been Brad Stevens,
Stevens.
our CEO and founder of Outsource Access, live here at our podcast studio in
What?
our main office located in Cagayan de Oro City, Philippines. So
Yeah.
more contents as we go on. Thank you so much everyone for
Thank you
tuning
so-
in with us here at
Ang OA mo, the Outsource Access Podcast.